The potential reserves here are pretty spectacular, actually. It's a very significant amount of lithium that could really help make the U.S. very self-sufficient.
In terms of overall footprint, environmental footprint, you really can't get better than this resource coupled with the technology that we have.
Wherever there's mining, it leaves a legacy of destruction behind, legacy of contamination. It's our minerals. The minerals are in public lands.
At first glance, a majestic landscape, an enormous inland sea, the largest in California, often dubbed the miracle in the desert.
The Salton Sea, sportsman's paradise, the new recreational capital of the world.
The Salton Sea used to be a favorite vacation hotspot for Hollywood stars back in the 50s and 60s. Frank Sinatra, Jerry Lewis, and the Marx Brothers were among the regulars, the Beach Boys as well.
Beauty and fun in all its phases.
But the Salton Sea is also a cursed lake. It was formed in 1905 after an accidental flooding and later became the site of multiple environmental disasters. Over the past decades, drought led 1/3 of the water to evaporate, exposing 100 square kilometers of toxic dust from the dried lakebed. So the floating dock and the canal in front of Donna Winter's house now seem pointless.
Now it's just dried up. And the water you see is from the rain, because that was all dry a couple weeks back, maybe a month.
Dust and decay, a desolate landscape far removed from the paradise it once was.
I wanted to live at the beach. That's why I bought here. And it was like living at the beach. It was awesome here. That time, the dock right there, the top of that, the kids were diving off, swimming, everything.
The Salton Sea is now twice as salty as the ocean. It is also the most polluted lake in California, largely due to contamination from agricultural runoff. A series of abandoned resort towns now dot its shoreline. Bombay Beach is the most famous one. With its toxic waterfront and its surreal apocalyptic atmosphere, it has attracted and inspired many artists. But at the other end of the lake, a geological curiosity is raising hope. It's a lunar landscape.
It is a very lunar landscape.
Michael McKibben is a geologist, and he's passionate about this place. And this is what makes this area interesting.
Yeah, I mean, this is a manifestation of all the hot magma that's probably down at 5 to 7 kilometers. This and the volcanoes are the only surface manifestation of all the really amazing stuff that's going on at depth that we can't see.
A dozen geothermal power stations are already tapping into this renewable energy source. But the lithium-rich hot brine deep beneath the surface is the real treasure here, one of the largest deposits in the world.
At their current production capacity of brine, if they don't add any more plants, they could produce probably about 4 million electric vehicle batteries a year. If they ramp up the production like we think they will over the next decade or so, then you're talking about maybe 10 or 12 million electric vehicles per year. I think it's interesting because it could potentially make the U.S. completely self-sufficient.
A new gold rush is now underway in California. 3 companies are racing to strike it rich, thanks to what they refer to as green lithium.
There's a lot of good environmental reasons why we should do it here. The plumbing is already there, the power plants are already there, so why not just tack on a lithium filter and do it?
So this is the geothermal power plant.
David Deek is a former Tesla executive. He's confident that Energy Source Minerals, the company he now works for, will become the first to extract lithium here 2 years from now, if all goes well.
We'll produce about 20,000 tons of lithium hydroxide product. That's enough lithium to manufacture about 500,000 electric vehicles per year.
What makes this lithium from the Salton Sea, what makes it so interesting?
What makes it such a sort of sustainable resource is that you're not having to mine anything. The only sort of work that has to be done is to extract that lithium out of the brine before it gets re-injected. We vastly outperform any existing operation on all of those metrics: land footprint, water footprint, and carbon footprint especially.
The technology looks promising, but it's never been tested on a large scale. So the local population remains very cautiously optimistic, and many have concerns. Hey, hello, I'm Jean-François.
How you doing, Luis Olmedo? It's a pleasure to meet you.
Luis Olmedo dedicated his life to defending and supporting the people from the Imperial Valley, a region many now call Lithium Valley.
Right now, as it stands, is the community set to win? No, we're not. So we have to come to the table, we have to negotiate the terms and conditions, and we have to bring in the muscle.
Like many here, Luis wants to believe in the lithium boom. He bought electric vehicles and had charging stations installed. But he also wants to make sure that people here, among the poorest in the country, won't be left behind.
We maintain and operate over 70 air monitors throughout the Imperial County. We're persistently breathing unhealthy air, causing health impacts to our respiratory system. That's why we have the highest prevalence of asthma, especially among school-age children.
Luis wants to ensure the extraction process is clean. He also says some of the profits should be used for decontamination.
As a community, as a people who live here, we cannot afford any more pollution. We're already overburdened with pollution.
Just caught me off guard, man.
For years, Luis has been taking the pulse of the people here. Today, he's visiting Hector Cervantes, an active member of the community.
What do you expect? I mean, jobs?
It'll be jobs. It'll be infrastructure jobs. Because right here in the valley, their job rates, it's outrageous. They're homeless. There's a lot of homeless.
People want jobs, but not at any cost.
Okay, what are we gonna get out of it? Are they just gonna come and make this another, mine it out, do what they gotta do, and then leave? Or are they gonna help us out, stay here for the long run?
We just trying to figure it out, how can we put these communities in a position of advantage.
If lithium holds its promise, the Salton Sea could well be on the cusp of a major revival and return to past glory while giving the country the keys to energy independence.